Hello friends, this is Dr. Amogayam and today we will be dealing with session number 4, that is important topics of the short story Money, written by Muppala Ranganayakamma. In the last two sessions we have dealt about the author of Money, that is Muppala Ranganayakamma. We also looked at, in the second session we looked at the influences the influences of Muppala Ranganayakamma, where she was born, and her awards and all. And in the third session, we looked at the critical analysis of the story. And we learned that the story is about a future son-in-law who wants dowry. And he wanted dowry of 1 crore 10 rupees, and which the father-in-law agrees, and he in fact gives the money. And the son-in-law, he begins to count the money, and the counting goes on for 24 years immediately after his marriage. Then we also learned that in that period the father-in-law passes away and the wife gets married to some other person. Then she has a daughter from him, and then after 24 years, once the counting is done, both the women appear before the son-in-law, and he doesn't recognize them in the beginning. Later he recognizes the elder woman as his wife and the younger woman as her daughter. So he refuses to live with them, and now the wife tells the story of to tells the story of her side. She tells that in the meanwhile, in the last 24 years, the father-in-law has passed away, or her father has passed away, and she waited for him to come to her, but since that person didn't appear, so she decided to move on, and she married some other guy, and through him she has a daughter, who is none other than this young woman. So he has lost out on love and happiness in the pursuit of money. So the story tells about how money is important for few people, how money cannot buy love and happiness. So this is the critical analysis of the story in brief. So now let us look at the important topics of the story, that is money. So let's begin with the important topics. The first important topic is the desire of the son-in-law. So in this story, the prospective son-in-law desires an amount of 1 crore rupees as a dowry from the bride's father. He thinks that though taking a share in property fetches him 10 rupees more value, hence he should opt for taking money, as his wife would inherit the property. He reasons that the dowry as money would belong to him. So, the first important topic is the desire of the prospective son-in-law. So, in this story, the son-in-law, as I told you earlier, he wanted 1 crore rupees as a dowry from bride's father. He thinks that by taking a share in the property, that would fetch him 10 rupees more value. That means the total value of the property is 1 crore and 10 rupees. So that is the value of the property. But he thinks that if he decides to take if he decides to take the money, then that would mean the money would remain with him, and at the same time the property would be inherited by his wife, which indirectly he would be belonging to him. So this is how he thinks, and then he proceeds further. And in this regard, he decides to seek the opinion of his elders. So he asks his elders to give opinion on which option would be better for him, whether to take 1 crore rupees cash or take a share in the property. In fact, he asked the opinion of his father-in-law only, that is, whether to take the money or whether to take sharing the property. So in that way, he seeks the opinion of his father-in-law only. So the father-in-law says that it would be better that if you take money that would be of more value, as the property would be in the name of his daughter, so that indirectly the property would be controlled by the son-in-law. That is the advice given by the father-in-law to the son-in-law. So, according to father-in-law, it would be more valued, so it would be more profitable for son-in-law to take the money, and the son-in-law he abides by the opinion of his father-in-law, and he decides to take the money, and he also decides to take the value of the property in cash. So in total, he takes 1 crore and 10 rupees as dowry, so which includes the dowry as well as the extra amount that is the value of the property. So that is the final deal. So this is another important topic of the story, the final deal with his father-in-law. So the next important topic is the wedding and the ignorance of the outside world. So here the bride's father pays him the amount in 10 paisa coins. Coins worth 1 crore and 10 rupees are stored in bags in shed. Soon after the wedding, the son-in-law begins to count the coins. His counting goes on for 24 years. Meanwhile, his father-in-law passes away. His wife marries another person. His wife's daughter grows to be a young woman. He misses all this of the outside world. So thus the wedding and ignorance of the outside world is another important topic of the story. So here, what happens is on the day of marriage, on the day of marriage or wedding, the father-in-law pays him the money, and the money is paid in terms of 10 paisa coins. The money is stored in bags and it is kept in the shed. And soon after the marriage, the son-in-law he begins to count the money. He should have gone to his wife. He should have enjoyed the newly wedded life on. He should have enjoyed with his wife, his parents, his in-laws. He misses all that. What he wanted was only the money. So he was busy in counting the money, and the counting goes on for nearly 24 years. And in this time, many things have changed. Like his father-in-law, he is, he is dead now, and the wife, she kept waiting for him, but he never turned up. So after some time, she decided to move on with life. So she marries another person, and through him, now she has a daughter, and that daughter grows up young now, and now both of them go before him. So this is how the son-in-law misses all happiness and love in the world. So he only he wanted money. He was only bothered about money. So this is another important topic of the story then. So after 24 years, once the counting is done, two two women go before the son-in-law. Means two women were before the son-in-law, and one is a bit elderly woman, and the other one is a bit younger woman. So now in the beginning, the son-in-law cannot recognize both of them, but later he recognizes the elder woman as his wife and the younger woman as her daughter. So he decides, he is confused now that how come my wife is here, and this young woman seems to be her daughter. And now he thinks, oh no, many things have changed, and now he refuses to live with them. And the his wife, tells him the story that she has waited for him all along, and as he didn't come to her after for a long time. So she decided to move on, and she married another person. And through him, she has a daughter, and thus she lived her life fully. She enjoyed the life fully. She has love, happiness in the world. But on the contrary, this old man now, he doesn't have love, happiness, nothing. Though he has money, but he doesn't have love or happiness. So that means money can't buy you love or happiness. So this makes the son-in-law a bit unhappy, but still he doesn't feel much. So this is how the story ends. So this is also one of the important topics of the story, that is the meeting with his wife and her daughter. So let us look at the revision now. The important topics of the lesson are prospective son-in-law's desire, the take of elders on prospective son-in-law's desire, the final deal with the father-in-law, the wedding and the ignorance of the outside world, the meeting with his wife and her daughter, theme of money versus relationship. So we have covered all the things, and the theme of the money versus relationship, that is the summary of all these topics. That is, when if you keep money on the top, if you want money on the expense of other things, that means you will be unhappy always. Though you will have money, but you will not have the happiness. You will not have the relationships which should be around you. So, though you have money, nobody will come to you. Nobody will come to help you. No, so you cannot enjoy life. So, money is not everything. That's what the story is trying to say here. So, with this session ends. So in the next session, we will look at some other topics. So I hope you understood the important topics of the story, that is money. I hope to meet you again in the next session. Thank you. Thank you very much.